look at that. I haven't done that for many years.
I know. What is that?
Yeah. The extreme.
I've heard this riff before.
I remember, yeah.
Was that a strip joint you wrote that?
Well, back in the day, remember when I used to play 6-string with the band? I played bass and 6-string. I was tuning the guitar, remember? Down, 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 down. And Sonny, our keyboard player, said, "What is that?" And I said, "I don't know." And I remembered it, went home, and I said, "Hey, Mr. Zero, listen to this." Down, 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 down. And then...
So I remembered the song, The Name Game, which was this thing back in the 60s that...
Yeah.
And I thought there'd never been a name song in a while, so that's where Hey
Bo
Judy and
Banner.
Trudy, and I thought, well, I haven't heard that in a while, so we just had some fun with that.
I thought it was a great idea.
And then Ring You Up when I was in Toronto, I thought that was the stupidest thing, but I thought it's so dumb.
Well, nobody from Toronto says Toronto uses 2 T's.
Right, yeah, so I thought it was so dumb it was smart, which I think is what we try to accomplish a lot. It seems simple, but it's not.
But we had the different version of it. We had the other chord changes originally. We had in the B part of the verse.
And this, yeah.
In the B part of the verse of this beat, and Ezrin, our producer, Bob Ezrin, said he was saying what he said. It's not, something's just not right.
Yeah. So he changed the chords to make it this version.
Yeah. So I just changed the chords around a little bit. Left the studio for half an hour,
and then
an hour.
The Mercedes. We used to have this Mercedes
that was a
I
great
bought
car.
for $600.
The 4 on the tree.
It was a 64 220S.
We put a lot of miles on that car.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun driving that thing around. Yeah.
Lots of room for the girls in the back seat.
Even that happened sometimes.
Yeah, so I have the grill hanging in our rehearsal studio.
That's right.
The grill, the Mercedes grill's hanging on the wall.
It was already old when we got it, but it was, we ran it into the ground.
Yeah. I remember Sonny was, I just sort of said that lick, da 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 da. And I sort of remember that old, what was it, the question mark and the Mysterious.
96 Tears.
96 Tears. And somehow I just heard it beforehand, and I decided that's a great sound, that old Farfisa sound.
So little borrowing, little inspirations from different places. And I remember this beat goes on. I sort of wrote myself into a corner there because there was all these rhymes come along.
Yeah, because there was different words before. You had all those wacky words before.
So I changed all that, and then but this beat goes on. I thought, well, it can't be the beat goes on because there's already Sonny and Cher and everything. I thought, well, maybe this beat goes on. I think it's kind of a cheat, but and people still say, well, the beat goes on. I say, well, it's not the beat goes on. But
no, and it goes on and on.
Yeah. So
on and on.
But it was really a lesson in songwriting over and over because we reworked it and reworked it.
Yeah. And then we had that song first, and then I remember it was the summertime. I was at my house in Oakville, and I was working. I had that da-da-down, da-da-down, da-da-down guitar lick. And you said, I have this idea, Switchin To Glide.
Yeah.
And I went, da-da-down, 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 Switchin To Glide. And it just happened just like that. Yeah. And we thought it would be a great idea to put the 2 things so we can switch into glide.
Yeah. And then Nothing Matters But the Weekend. I had that line pretty quick. Nothing matters but from a Tuesday point of view. And I thought, wow, that is really good. I like that a lot.
Tuesday's in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle of the week. Just as far from Friday on each side. And then but the next line, Like a Kettle in the Kitchen, that took me forever. Feel Esteemed, because it was like, it's got to rhyme, it's got to be good, it's got to be hooky and creative. It just took me so long to get that.
I remember that, yeah.
And then,
you had all the different, there was all these, no, this isn't going to work, that's not going to work,
I mean,
that's not going to work.
Over and over and over. And that's just the way it works, and then, but then it worked, Switching to Glide.
It's perfect. And again, Ezra thought it was a great idea, that being a segue with the glide in the middle. And he didn't have to touch. He thought the switch and the glide part of the song was just
It was right on Sonny's Mini Moog that the glide, that's done on a Mini Moog with the oscillators and stuff.
Yeah.
So
and that's been, every time we play it, we have to get that sound right.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear another sound other than that glide, that's for sure.
You can keep it in your phone now. One of our keyboard players had it in a cell phone, so it's just like you just. Yeah. And that's.
And I remember, yeah. I remember when I was in the beaches, and I was playing the "This Beat Goes On" song, and then the "Switchin To Glide" song, and I just put the one into the other, and I remember that. I remember thinking, this has got to be a segue. These two songs.
Right.
That
was the big celebration when it was.
The Glide wasn't there then, but then the Glide came in, obviously. And then the ending.
There was just an ad lib where you came up with this.
I was doing the and then I just ad-libbed, we got to get out of the hole, out of this hole. Because we were in a hole.
Yeah.
We put every cent we had into it.
Yeah. We were doing our own album in the studio, and that's where we at Nimbus 9 in Yorkville. And
that's how we met Ezra.
That's how we met Bob Ezra. And he came in because he used to work there with Alice Cooper and Jack Richardson and everybody. And
yeah.
And the people we were working with sort of started talking to him about it, and he listened to our tapes and thought it was pretty good. So that's how it happened.
Yeah. And good luck in the future with it, because it's going pretty good so far.
That's all right. That's a hit.
It was funny because we were kind of listening to the 4 songs that said, which song do you think would make the best video? And we listened to all 4. I think this one would. It wasn't like, oh, this is our big hit that's going to change our lives and propel us into superstardom all across the world. It was just like, this seemed like it's going to make the best video.
And hey, here's the note, but this is different on this version.
The album version is a single version.
Yeah.
I re-sang it.
That's right. For the remix.
That's right, for the remix, for the single. Yeah.
And because you didn't know where the end was,
I just kept singing.
You just kept singing, and Stacy was supposed to fade you out. You never faded you out.